Hi, this is Micornus, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. I want to deal with traits of compassionate leaders. Traits of compassionate leaders today. And I want to deal with part one. And I believe that that will help you as a young man to become a compassionate leader in life. We need compassionate leaders. And as a young man, as you know, that I'm interested in developing you into a very, very extraordinary young man who will be a compassionate leader as well in your life. And I want to deal with these traits so that you can understand what it means to become a compassionate leader, so that you can become one as well, because that's very important that we develop you into that. Now, compassionate leaders have got what we call active listening. Active listening. And today I want to just deal with active listening just for a moment. And I want to make you aware that there are different kinds of listening. There are listening whereby we call attentive listening, where somebody really listens with attention. Somebody puts things aside and focus on the listening. And that becomes very important actually to see that. There are people that are not listening properly because listening is a skill on its own. And many leaders don't even listen at all. And this is the reason that we want to speak about compassionate leaders. Because compassionate leaders are those that are able actually to put themselves in the shoes of their people, in the shoes of their team members, in the shoes of their followers. Ability to put yourself in those shoes and therefore and say, if it was me, how would I feel in this situation? Now, when you are like that, then you put yourself as a leader in the shoes of the follower. You are going to have what we call active listening. Now, active listening is very important from a leader that is compassionate as a trait, because active listening are those people, they listen to their teams, but they also communicate that they are fully aware of what they are told. So in other words, it's not just listening by the fact that I'm sitting there and being present, but you are listening and also indicating that you are fully aware that you're being told something, that you're fully aware of what you've been told as well. And this is what we call active listening. Now, active listening is a skill, as I've said earlier, that one would sit down, listen, but also comprehend what they're being told. Not only to comprehend what they've been told, but to put value on what they've been told. And in fact, when you look at compassionate leaders, they would actually put their time aside. If you find a leader and you're going to tell them something and they want to be compassionate to you, even though they are busy on a computer, they'll put their computer aside. If they were busy on their phone, they'll put the phone aside. If they were busy with another meeting, they would rather actually allow you to come back at a convenient time when they will have time to give you full attention. There are those leaders that would actually try to show as if they are listening to you while they're busy on their computer, while they're busy reading a book or answering even a phone, or sometimes they want to listen to you while they're sitting with other people. So they are having what we call divided attention. Now, when we speak about compassionate leaders don't give people what we call divided attention. They are fully sold out to listening to what you're telling them, and they are fully invested in what you're telling them as well, because they would comprehend everything and every step of the way. And it means a lot to them because they would actually put themselves in the shoes of the follower, in the shoes of the people that they are listening to, and be able to articulate it well and say, if it was me, how would I feel in this type of a situation? Now, they would therefore, as I said, they would actually indicate fully that they're fully aware of what they've been told. It's not something that will come out, in one ear and go out in the other ear, but it will be something that they will listen attentively. And if it is something that needs action thereafter, they're not going to delay. They will actually action it without delay. And you will see that they were listening to you, particularly by ability to articulate or to action what they need to action articulately in a proper manner without fail. Because sometimes when somebody didn't listen attentively and they didn't listen actively, they would actually miss some of the points, and they may try to implement. And normally when they implement, you find them implementing things wrongly because they didn't actually listen actively. Now, when they didn't listen actively, they would actually miss some steps of how to implement. And that's how sometimes you would actually see that this leader is not an active listener. This leader is not a compassionate leader, therefore. So a compassionate leader, as I said, will be able to listen appropriately, give themselves time, and actually cut themselves off from any distraction at any given time while they are listening to you, so that they can be able to articulately hear you and hear what you're saying. And they would actually show that they've heard what they've been told. Now, they're being attentive and also empathetic at all times. Now, what is empathy? Empathy, we have actually explained a bit earlier. That is when somebody's able to put themselves in the shoes of the particular person. They're not trying to feel the same pain. They're not trying to act like they know what is happening, but they're actually putting themselves in the same shoes. They're basically saying, if it was me, how would I feel in this particular situation? And this is very important because we need leaders of that kind. And particularly in the days that we're living in, where a lot of distractions are there, and a lot of them. Social media, for instance, is a big distraction. We're speaking about, we're having apps whereby people are very busy with apps. They're busy with streaming live. People are busy at the moment, actually, with downloading music, listening to music, watching movies. And we're seeing people that are spending more time actually on social media platforms as well. And as a result, then listening then becomes a big problem at the particular time. Now, I want to emphasize that if you want to be an empathetic leader, and a leader that is compassionate, indeed, you must have empathy. You must be able to listen to your followers clearly and be able to hear everything that they're telling you. And it must be proven that you have heard everything that you are being told, so that you can be able to respond appropriately to what you've been told. And this is very key. And I'm emphasizing it because we lack what we call compassionate leaders at this particular moment. I want to end up here, your host, Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of Young Men Empowerment Forum. We hope as a young man you are learning out of this, and you will be a compassionate leader that you need to be. And before I check out, I want to remind you of our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum, and our Facebook page, Micornus Phokane. So please click likes on those platforms. Remember our YouTube channel as well. And please join us on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it as well. Click notification button so that you are being notified when we post them. Teachings of this kind, and your life shall never be the same as a young man. So please be a compassionate leader to those that are following you and be able to listen to them actively, please. May the good Lord bless you, and allow me to check out right here and say cheers for now.